Day 1 ended with Brock Lesnar becoming the new WWE Champion, and very few fans would have expected the result before the show. The focus is now on Brock Lesnar's next assignment. According to Dave Meltzer, former WWE Champion Bobby Lashley will get his dream match against the Beast Incarnate. The latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio discussed the WWE Day 1 main event. Meltzer said the WWE Championship match was to facilitate Lashley vs. Lesnar. As seen at Day 1, the show wrapped up with the powerhouses having a brief stare-down. Meltzer revealed that while the company could have explored Big E vs. Lesnar, WWE officials believe the Bobby Lashley match was more marketable, with Lesnar having won the title. The next step is Lesnar vs. Lashley. You could tell, at the end of the show, they teased that glare with Lashley and everything like that. And that was the last scene. The match was booked specifically for that direction. Big E was the one that was pinned because if Big E wasn't pinned, and obviously, you'd want to go with Lesnar and Big E, but the decision, for whatever reason, and the reason is that the people who are making the decisions felt that there was a more marketable match, went with Lesnar and Lashley. The short yet widely entertaining Day 1 main event featured spots where Bobby Lashley looked dominant against Brock Lesnar. The Almighty managed to connect with his spear on a few occasions, and he even got Brock Lesnar in the Hurt Lock until Big E's timely intervention. It's also interesting that Bobby Lashley was the only star in the match that avoided Brock Lesnar's brutal F5. The booking pattern conveyed WWE's vision to have Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in a titanic clash in the immediate future. During the match, if you remember, Lesnar F5'd everyone but never F5'd Lashley, and they set up a couple of spots, which was the Lashley spear through the barricade. There was the Lashley spear in the ring, although Lesnar did kick out of that spear. Then there was the Hurt Lock, which Lesnar was trapped in, with the idea that Lashley proved he could get him in there and probably beat him, but Big E made the save there. They booked spots all to be dominant. All the spots with Lashley and Lesnar were booked for Lashley to look good while Lesnar pulverized everybody else and destroyed everybody else. So that's the story of where they are going with this. Are you excited to see Bobby Lashley finally take on Brock Lesnar? What do you think happens to Big E? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch is a busy superstar. The man defended her belt again. Less than 24 hours after her big win over Liv Morgan at Day 1, Lynch and Morgan stole the show on Saturday as both women pushed each other to their absolute limits. Despite a top performance by the latter, big-time Bex walked away with the gold. But less than a day after her successful title defense, Becky Lynch defended the belt again at WWE's latest live event in Fayetteville. Lynch took on Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan in a triple threat match and emerged victorious. Big-time Bex made sure to brag about her work schedule in her latest tweet. Defended the title at Day 1 less than 24 hours ago, hit the road. Defended it again at #WWE Fayetteville. Your fave could never be big time. #GOAT, wrote Becky Lynch. After a year-long absence, Becky Lynch made her big return to WWE at SummerSlam 2021. She defeated Bianca Belair in 26 seconds to win the SmackDown Women's title. Lynch later exchanged belts with Charlotte Flair during the WWE Draft. After winning her feud with Bianca Belair, Lynch set her sights on the new #1 contender for her title, Liv Morgan. The duo battled for Lynch's Raw Women's title in December, with Morgan failing to win the belt. Last night at WWE Day 1, Lynch emerged victorious again. In a backstage interview after the victory, Becky Lynch lost her cool when asked whether she was caught off guard during her in-ring outing with Morgan. "I'm caught off guard by the question. What do you mean caught off guard? I won. Didn't I? I won. I walked there and did what I do. I said I'd retain at Day 1, like I've retained since WrestleMania 35. When I was the first woman to win the main event at WrestleMania. What are you talking about? Caught off guard? Was I caught off guard? I won, Sarah. That's all you need to know. So, ask me, am I happy I won? I'm very happy I won. Thank you, Sarah. That'll be all," said Lynch. It goes without saying that Becky Lynch is still one of the most popular stars in WWE today. 3 years after her big WrestleMania win, with how WWE is handling her character on TV at the moment, it shouldn't be a surprise if she holds the belt until the show of shows this year. An unseen photo of Brock Lesnar and Big E has surfaced on the web, taken moments after the former's WWE title win at the Day 1 pay-per-view. Last night, Lesnar was added to the WWE title Fatal 4-Way match at Day 1. The Beast Incarnate was previously scheduled to face Roman Reigns, but the latter tested positive for COVID-19 and was removed from the event. Lesnar's inclusion turned the WWE title bout into a Fatal 5-Way match. The match's climax saw Brock Lesnar hitting an F5 on Big E and pinning him to become the new WWE Champion. The Beast Incarnate suffered quite a beating at the hands of Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins during the match, but was the victor when all was said and done. A new photo highlighting the aftermath of Brock Lesnar's WWE title victory is currently making the rounds on social media. A dejected Big E can be seen sitting at ringside in the picture. In the background, Brock Lesnar can be spotted leaving the ring, with the WWE title on his shoulder. Brock Lesnar will go down in WWE history as one of the greatest champions of all time. He has won WWE's top prize on 6 occasions and is also a 3-time Universal Champion. Lesnar returned to WWE at SummerSlam 2021 after a long hiatus, and was sporting a brand new look. The Beast incarnate's demeanor had changed as well. Lesnar has been portraying the role of a babyface ever since his 2021 return. Brock Lesnar failed to defeat Roman Reigns for the Universal title at Crown Jewel 2021 and was determined to put the tribal chief down at day 1. In an unexpected turn of events, Lesnar has now ended up winning the WWE title. As for Big E, the picture clearly shows what he's going through right now. Last year, the New Day member won the belt by cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase on Bobby Lashley. Shortly after day 1, it was revealed that Big E was seemingly scheduled to win the WWE title before Lesnar was added to the match. Did Big E deserve to hold the title for a longer period? What are your thoughts on a potential Big E vs Brock Lesnar match in the near future? It turned out to be a rough night for Sasha Banks at tonight's WWE Live event at Fayetteville. The boss was carried away after her match with Charlotte Flair. Sasha Banks has been wrestling SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair at WWE's live events lately. Banks took on the Queen once again tonight in Fayetteville. What happened after the hard-hitting contest left fans in attendance concerned for her well-being. As soon as the match came to an end, Sasha Banks was carried away by WWE personnel, and it looked like she was injured. The referee threw up the X sign as well, which was a clear indication that something was definitely wrong. As of now, nothing has come up yet in regards to Banks' condition after being taken away following her match with Charlotte Flair. Banks looked to be in pain after the spot with Flair, judging by the videos shared on social media. Her fans have been posting concerning messages on Twitter ever since the post-match videos and images crept up on social media. Sasha Banks spent the entirety of December taking on Charlotte Flair at WWE's live events, in a quest to win the SmackDown Women's title. In August 2021, Banks opened up about her goal to become the Women's Champion again. "I want to become the Women's Champion again. I guess get to have all these matches that I didn't get to have the first time around. I want to wrestle people like Liv Morgan, Zelina, Toni Storm, Tegan Nox. There is just so many women that I just haven't been in the ring with yet. And on SmackDown, that's the land of opportunity, and I'm ready to give these girls a chance to see if they can stand up against the boss," Banks said. Here's hoping Sasha Banks' injury isn't as severe as it looks in the pictures posted by fans on Twitter. Stay tuned as we'll keep you updated with more news on Banks' condition.